Yeah, hi, good morning. So we are discussing about MVVM architecture, right? So let me open that project. So till in MVVM architecture, we created MVVM structure. After that, we modified few things. Not this one, login MVVM. This is. So here we supposed to do the login using the retrofit, right? So for that, we done something. So like in a shared helper class, we are writing the shared preferences related code. We are writing right here. So in this shared preferences code now, wait, once it is loaded. So get a key, get a boolean. So right, we write multiple things here, right? So we created total 3 classes yesterday. That is, one is the app constants, other is the network state, then a shared helper. So in a shared helper, you get boolean we written here. So after that, when I want to clear the shared preferences data, even for that also, here I'm writing that one clear shared preferences. So clear shared preferences. Here I'll write with the reference of the context. Right. So I want to clear the shared preferences data with reference of the context. So that is already we declared the shared preferences. So that shared preferences start edit. So dot clear and dot apply. So directly I'm writing like this. So that whenever I want to clear the shading test, so directly I can use this so that the data will be cleared by here. Right. So this is the one. Next. So the statement is done. Now here I'll create one more class within this. So that is the URL helper. So to write the URLs what we are going to use, so that we will write it. So that is here I'll write like this URL helper. So URL helper I'm writing here. So done. So within this URL helper, it's simple. It is just I'll create one companion object. So as I already told yesterday, what are the constraint parameters? So that we will write here. So here var so base. So here I'll define the base URL. Right. So after that, here this program we are doing for the login, right? So where login. So equal to base plus I am concatenating the value. Something like here first we'll capture this URL. So this is the URL we are taking, right? So we will copy this URL. And here I'll paste that URL. So till this, I'm treating the base URL. So this is the log. So this is done. So in URL helper, that's it. So once this URL helper has done, now here in a model, okay, in a model, I'll create one class. So that is login response, login response model. So login response. So I created login response. So with this login response model, So here I will check that it's like this is I'm creating with reference of the data here. So the data login response here. So for this, whatever the response it is, so this is the response. So for this now I'll create a pojo. So how to create a pojo? So to create a pojo here, now here I'll open that URL. So this is the transform. This is a pojo I'm creating from the request to response. So here I'll copy the request. Enable to pause sample. Wait, we'll take the post per request so that it will come properly. It is 2 lines only I can able to write, but I'm showing this means whenever it is a lengthy, you can write that. So login, so this is the one. Yeah, so this is the request to response. So this is the one. So just you can copy this. So just you can copy this and here you can paste. So that's it. So 2 values we will paste like this. Right. So this is the next step in network. So here in network, we will create next one class. So that is the API client. So we will create one class called API client. So within this API client, sorry, this is not a class, this is interface. So we have to create this as an interface. So within this interface, now we will write the, like last time we've written already the headers and all, right? So that headers we will write here. So that is headers. So what are the headers here? So first one is the content type. So content underscore type. So that is colon application slash JSON. So this is already we last time we've written in the same in their interface, right? So that's similar. So now whatever the request we are trying, so that is the post request, right? Post request. Then I'm creating here one function. So that is get login response. So get login response. So I want to get the login response. So here, what are the parameters we are sending here? So we are sending an URL, right? URL. So that is in a URL format. And then next, we are sending an string that is a query map. So means if I wait. This is the URL we are sending in the form of string, right? Then next is the we are sending the parameters. So those parameters here directly I'm writing the query map so that this can be support for the universal format. So that is in the body. So here in a body, I'm sending that as a hash map with hash map. So sending the data in hash map so that it can be support for all universal formats. So that's the reason I'm sending in this. So for this now call. So here for this we can make a call here. So that is here we will call So this that we are sending in the form of JSON object, right? So that we are sending in the form of JSON object. Done. So even we can include this call. So here, while including the call, you can choose retrofit call. So that's retrofit. So this is done. Like whenever you are doing the second or registration API. So those registration API related code, we will write here this. So that is this class has done. So in the same network, we will create one more. So that is the retrofit client. So I'm creating one more, that is the retrofit client. So within this retrofit client, what we will write is here. Now we will write the, so we will write the private var client. So that is okay HTTP client. So we are calling here that HTTP, okay, HTTP client. So last time in basic model, we won't cover these kind of things, but here we are covering these extra things because to handle the unsafe, like the unsafe URLs. So that's the reason we are calling this. So that is unsafe, okay, HTTP. So client, okay, HTTP client. So to handle this, here we are doing that. So next here is the unsafe. So unsafe HTTP client. So we are handling unsafe HTTP client. So for this, we will write one separate class so that time this issues, this error won't come. So that is the one. Next year, now we are building this var builder to equal to. So that is JSON builder, something builder to builder one, whatever it is, you can write. So just I'm declaring that. So JSON builder start. So here we are excluding some mandatory fields with the modifiers. So that is like modifier dot final. So these all are sometimes this can be helped, sometimes it cannot. So transcend. Next is the modifier dot static. So these all are the things we have to add within this. Then next now var JSON. So we are creating one JSON request. So that is the builder to dot based on the above builder to dot create. Now we are creating a request. So for that here, now we will write private var builder. So that is retrofit dot. So here we are creating retrofit builder like last time what we created. So that retrofit builder here we are creating. So that is a retrofit dot builder equal to retrofit builder dot retrofit builder. So now here for this dot client. So client means above client we are passing in this. Next base URL. So last time directly we passed the base URL. So now we are passing this base URL. Next is the dot add converter factory. So we are calling converter factory. That converter factory is nothing but here. So that is JSON converter factory dot create. So that JSON converter factory I'm creating here. So dot create within this. Now again we are calling this JSON builder. So JSON builder. So that is here exclude with modifiers, whatever we defined above that we are calling here same again. So that is modifier dot final. Means if we write like this, the URLs and all will come in any format, any small issues with the URL side, so that all can be handled here within our code itself. Majorly we can handle. So I written three things. One is the final, this, right after that, dot exclude without exclude without. So here something will be there that we without express annotation, right? The second. So I added that also. Next is the serialize nulls. So normally without writing these all the things also we can create, but how this real time scenario we are creating? So on the complete scenario here I'm writing that, right? So this we have to create. Then next here, after this here, now I'll create here one more, that is var, that is public var retrofit equal to builder dot build right here. So I'll create one function yes something I'm creating than that. So that is create service. So create service. So within this create service, so I'm calling the service class. So I'm calling the service class. Service class colon class. So just I'm defining the particular whatever the class we created. So that class I'm creating. So that it will give the return as this. So here this is the return to retrofit of create. So that is whatever we created this service class that can be written to this. So this is done. So this normally this supposed to once we create a class, then it will be resolve that issue. But here already we defined the URL base URL here right? So we supposed to call that base URL here. So that is so URL helper URL helper dot base. So I'm calling the URL helper base URL here, that is. So from there, here I'm calling the particular this. Right. So this is the retrofit client. So once this retrofit client has done, next within a same here, we will create one more. So that is the service generator. So that is a service generator. So service generator. So with this service generator, what we will do? So within this service generator, like we will write some of the few things like get client and all. So for that here, now I'm writing that one public private where, so that is the client one. Let us say client. So client equal to okay HTTP client. So whatever we defined in the previous slide, so that I'm writing here okay HTTP client. Right, okay HTTP client. Then private var client one. So client one equal to get client. So I'm writing this get client. Right. So we will write next step. So like there we already defined that unsafe, right? So that I'm defining here again. So that is unsafe okay HTTP client. So in case whenever any dangerous URL will come, so that can be handled here. So that's the reason we are writing that unsafe okay HTTP client. So I'm writing that HTTP client here. So then, yeah, that is like I'll write, sorry, here before this is equal to get client, not this one. So this is the whatever the client it is, this equal to that. Like this client one, we will post here. It's like so whatever this client you are getting, so that is like this. Next year, so that is a private where call column. So that is the call equal to null. Right. Next is the so private where URL equal to get URL. So defining get URL. Right. So import this call. So here it is retrofit. So we can get the retrofit. Right. Now here I'll create one campaign and object. So to declare the private var set token. So normally in this response, we are not getting the token, but the generalized way, we will store that token. So I'm showing that token how to generate that set token. So that is in the form of string. Right. Initially, I'm treating as a null. So that campaign and object I created. And also next I create one more like private function. So that private function that is get URL. So get URL. So here it is the string. Right. So within this, I want to get the URL means here return. This is the return URL helper dot. So from the particular class, already we created that, right? So there dot paste. So we have to call the paste URL for that. This is the method we will use get URL. Next is the to call JSON. So var JSON equal to JSON builder. So JSON builder dot set latent. So the set latent dot create. So here this will avoid the if any latent issues will be there that it will avoid. So private var builder equal to retrofit so retrofit dot builder. So again here we have to pass the client. So here above what is the client we declare. So that client here we got to pass into this. Next here base URL. So base URL already here we define the URL somewhere, right? This is the one. Then here URL. So we'll define an URL. Next here dot add converter factory. So that is JSON converter factory. Right, JSON converter factory dot create. So here we are creating the JSON converter factory. Yes. And finally private var the private var retrofit. That retrofit here we are saying that is builder dot build. Then same file like here we created one function as type. So that similar here I'll create the function. Done. So this once that next classes will be created, so that will be created here. So it is done here. Now, so with this name, get client. So here I'll create one public, private function. So private function get fun. So that can be extended as OK HTTP client. So that can be extended as OK HTTP client. Now that related data will find it here. So this is the class we created. OK HTTP client, right? Now here we will write var HTTP client, right? Var HTTP client equal to, so that is the OK HTTP client. This is also OK HTTP client. So we are handling that OK HTTP client. Here also we written small, that's the reason, right? OK HTTP client. So this OK HTTP client dot builder. So here we are building that related client related data. We are building this. Then here now we will write HTTP client dot add interpolator. So that is like the using the interceptor we done like the we create a small kind of chain like to avoid the any null leaks and everything. So that we have created here this. So that is we created here. So that is chain colon. So what is the chain? That is inter prospect dot chain. So this we are creating here. Right. So within this now we will write few things. So these are var original. So we are creating one chain request. So that is a var original equal to. So that is the chain dot request. So chain dot request. in the var request. So var request, request var request equal to, so original dot new builder. So original dot new builder. So next here we will handle multiple things. Dot. So headers. Here we were handling the headers. So let us say X, that is requested, X requested dot width. So this is the one handling here. So that is any XML related HTTP request. So it will be handled with any XML related request. So also it can handle that, right? Next is the one more header. So that is like our regular. So that is content type, content underscore type. So content underscore type. So that is comma. What type? That is application JSON. So application slash JSON. Right. Next is the one more header. So that is in case of it require any authorization. So authorization. Authorization. So in case of any authorization, comma. So here normally in case if we have any barrier token, so that barrier token we will handle here. So that is a barrier. Barrier. Less. So normally after the barrier, we will get the data from the shade preferences. So shade helper. So shade helper dot get string. So we already written the shade helper class, right? So from there we are getting the string. So on the string, whatever we are getting, so that I'm writing that has a access token. So that is whatever the token we are generating, that token we are creating. Yes. Finally, for this, I'm mapping one method. So that method is like, but it is a original dot method, original dot body. So both method as well as the body. So finally, dot build. Right. So after that here now, so final we have to close that chain. So chain dot proceed. So whatever this request it is created, so that request we close the events. Done. So finally in this there are two more lines of here we have to write. So after this here now we're supposed to write return. So for that write return. So HTTP client dot. So we will check this connection time here. So that is the connection timeout. Let us say I'll put the 300 seconds. So it is in a seconds. So that you can define, normally we will define 300 seconds. But if you want lesser time, you can create that. So time units in seconds. Right, I'm defining time units in seconds. So finally it will give a return. So that return is the HTTP client dot build. So this is the one here done. So after this here now in this there are two more methods. One is the private one. So I'm creating one method called get token. So to get the token, I'm defining here that is get token, that is in the form of string. right? So get token. So return, it returns to the set token. Once we got the token, so that is go back to the set token. Right here, I'll create one more method, function set token. So just I'm defining the set token to set up this. So that is a set token. Above what is the token we are getting. So that based on that only we are working. So set token. This is also in the form of string. Right here we'll create this. So this is from the service generator. So service generator dot set token equal to set token. So this service generator class has done. So from here next steps are there, so that we will continue. So once you will get all the classes we will write, then you will get the clarity. Until that it will be a little bit confusion. So once we will write all, again I'll explain one by one class. But what we means these many methods we are writing, right? Where we are using all this, that we will explain. So that you will get full clarity on this. Right, we will see tomorrow next.